Picture the most obvious invention in the world. A wheel. A box. Put them together. A child could draw it in a second. Now ask yourself something strange. Why did it take us until 1970 to actually do it? And why, even then, almost everyone said no? We had the wheel for more than 5,000 years. We had suitcases for centuries. We landed a man on the moon a full year before anyone sold a suitcase that rolled. So this is not the story of a missing idea. The idea kept showing up. And the world kept throwing it away. Go back to 1927. A painter straps wheels to her travel case and rolls it across the world. It goes nowhere. Jump to the 1950s. Another artist builds his own wheeled case. Again, nothing. The idea was never rare. It was unwanted. And to understand why, you have to understand what a suitcase used to be. It was not something you moved. It was something that was moved for you. By a porter. By a servant. By somebody else. Then comes 1970. A luggage executive named Bernard Sadow is hauling 2 heavy cases through an airport, coming home from a family holiday, and there is not a porter in sight. He watches a worker slide a huge machine across the floor on a little wheeled cart, barely touching it. And he turns to his wife and says, "That is what we need. Wheels." On luggage. He goes home, he unscrews 4 casters from an old trunk, bolts them onto a suitcase, ties on a strap, and pulls. It works. So he carries it into the great department stores of New York. And they laugh him out of the room. The reason they give has nothing to do with engineering. It is about pride. A real man, they tell him, carries his bags. A man pulling a case on a string looks weak. And a woman. Well, they assumed a woman would always have a man beside her to carry it for her. And there it is. The thing blocking the wheel was never the wheel. It was an assumption about who carries the weight. Sadow finally wears down a single buyer at Macy's. The cases sell. He wins his patent. And inside it, he writes a line that sounds almost like a plea. Baggage handling has become perhaps the biggest single difficulty encountered by an air passenger. He was right. The world simply was not ready to admit it. His version was clumsy. 4 wheels, flat on the ground, towed behind you on a leash. It wobbled, it tipped, it clipped your heels. And so for almost 20 more years, the rolling suitcase stayed a small, faintly embarrassing idea. And this is where the real force finally arrives. Not a better wheel. A bigger world. Through the 1970s and 80s, flying explodes. Airports stop being little buildings and become cities of their own, so vast they install moving walkways just to carry you toward your gate. The porter, once waiting at every door, quietly vanishes. And women start traveling alone in enormous numbers, for work, with no husband in sight to lift anything. And one by one, every reason not to roll your bag falls away. The walk gets longer, the help disappears, the shame dissolves. The cost of carrying your own weight crosses a line, and the instant it does, a 5,000-year-old wheel and a centuries-old box finally, permanently, lock together. In 1987, a Northwest Airlines pilot named Robert Plath does the last simple thing. He stands the suitcase upright, gives it 2 wheels and a tall pull-out handle, and builds it on his workbench at home. His fellow crew watch him glide through the terminal while everyone else struggles, and they want one. Then the passengers watch the crew, and they want one too. Within a few years, it is everywhere. The thing the world laughed at becomes the thing the world cannot picture living without. So here is the real lesson of the rolling suitcase. It is not that someone was finally smart enough to invent it. People were smart enough in 1927. The lesson is that an invention is never just an idea. It is an idea, plus the force that finally makes it necessary. The wheel did not change, we did. The distance changed, the help changed. The belief about who carries the weight changed, and only then did the obvious become inevitable. So look around you right now at the most ordinary objects in the room. Every single one was once unthinkable. Not because nobody imagined it, but because the world had not yet bent into the shape that demanded it. That bend is the force. And once you can see it, you cannot unsee it. This was Sphota Origins. Train your curiosity.